right, so other news, we got with Trump. He came out and he addressed those drones that was hovering over in New Jersey. Been some drone sightings since what they said about November, I think it was the late November. Some drone sightings, and everyone's wondering what the hell's going on with these drones. So Trump actually addressed it. We're gonna take a look at the video, see what he was saying. Let's go ahead and get that.
A story that kind of disappeared very suddenly. Do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you said that you knew you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about one day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia, they have drones all over the place, too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about that?
Just one quick comment, which is we are home to the largest naval base in the world in Quantico, and we house a lot of the SEAL teams and have a huge national security infrastructure. And now for 2 years running, we have had drone incursion over secure airspace, and we still don't know why. And I think that's absolutely unacceptable. And I think President Trump and the new leadership coming in, I think will work diligently to understand who's behind this and what we do in order to stop the digital surveillance of all of our secure infrastructure.
Well, I can tell you this. While we were dealing with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, we had drones being flown over our nuclear reactors in Louisiana. And we brought that attention to the FAA. We've been asking the FAA to give these states the ability to mitigate these drones, and it's sitting on some bureaucrat's desk. And that's real.
Nobody knows. They don't want to talk about it. Go ahead, Governor, you're going to say?
I was just going to say we have drones in Wyoming flying over our infrastructure as well. And it's incredibly frustrating that we not only have no way of knowing what it is, but nobody knows how to deal with them.
They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. That could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case, us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration, but shortly thereafter, we'll give you a report on it. We'll tell you exactly what it is. They know, and it's very strange that they aren't talking about it.
Okay.
Sounds
a lot of talking
like
in circles right there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
A lot of talking in circles.
I don't even know too much. I don't even know what to deduce too much from.
I can say this. I'll say this. I 1000% believe. Like, listen, I want that. There's no doubt in my mind that these drones and all the drones we've been seeing over in the recent, months, or whatever, they're made by us. They're definitely us. Like I said, there's no reason. They literally are up to government. They're literally up to federal standard. There's a federal standard for which you have to operate by when you operate a drone, especially over a certain size on U.S. soil. They have to have certain things on them. And every drone we've seen abides by those, the set standard that we operate here in America. That they're not only that people have seen, like, one of these things has crashed on like the highway and things like that. Like, we've seen them. They're definitely we're making them. It's just for some reason they're not telling us why they're making them and why they're testing them. I don't know if they're testing out new, technologies in the air or what they're doing. There's a reason why they're not saying it for sure, but it's definitely of U.S. design. I'd say that.
So you think they do? Do you think they do know? It's just a matter of we just not supposed to know yet.
Yeah, no, they 1000%. They're the ones sending them up. Like, they know. I mean, whatever they're doing, they know what they're doing. There's just some reason they're not telling us.
If there's anybody that believes that the U.S. government has no fucking clue of what's going on with these large minivan size ass drones, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. He just said, to wrap up everything that Audie was saying, they was talking around the whole fucking question. All he said at the end was, "We don't know." Y'all know exactly what's going on, though. You know what I'm saying? And of course,
it's a shame.
Regardless of what it is,
it's a shame that they won't tell us. But it also
that blue suit that was kind of tough. But Yeah, of course they don't want to, disclose everything to the public. You could have just said that. Could have just said that.
From a very realistic standpoint, it seems like it really is. They're trying to get an accurate read on something, and if they tell us what it is, they won't be able to get an accurate read on it because people will probably start acting and moving weirdly and different. And I think that that's the most concerning and the most eyebrow-raising part of it is the fact that they're not saying what it is because they want us to quote unquote, I guess, like act natural, if you will. And the best way to get people to do that is to not tell them what you're doing. So I'm wondering what it is that they're trying to get a track on, that they were like, just keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing perfectly fine, as they're like taking notes the entire time. Yeah. Definitely, it's because they demand so much transparency from us when it comes to things.
And due to like rampant, like, my fault, real quick, and due to like just like how rampantly like people like fear monger today, I know our minds kind of go to like worst case scenario. And like I said, it could be anything. There's a myriad of reasons they could not want to tell us that they could have, but there's also, you gotta look at the other side of things, and also like understanding that when you say there's a myriad of reasons that, you really don't know. Not everything is some apocalyptic, like I see people, it could be anything. I'm open-minded to a lot of things. People say aliens, people say all this stuff. I think, they could be doing anything. They could be trying out a new weapon system that if they release that maybe, we're the leading country in technology. As far as weapon designs goes, we are like 2 generations ahead of any other, like, any other nation on Earth. So it could easily just as be they have some like new technology, new design. They're testing out something that if other countries knew we had or we were testing, that would send not only us, but other countries, the world, into a state of of tension. There's a lot of reasons it could be something like that. So,
and just to piggyback off what you're saying about the pandemonium, as far as these sightings and things like that. This press conference, it didn't sway the mindset of anyone, whether it be good or bad, from thinking it's possible, like you said, UFO sighting or terroristic attacks. It didn't sway anybody's decision whether this is something that's good for the country, as far as having these large car-sized drones up in the air for surveillance and things like that. The whole conference, and like I said, just say again, at the end, he said, we just don't know. Dancing around the question, passing the question off to other representatives, that's not going to sway the minds or set people at ease as far as what's going on. Just not saying anything at all probably should have been just the best bet, as opposed to saying you don't know. Because from my understanding, I definitely feel wholeheartedly that it's, more than likely our drones, U.S. soil drones and things like that. I don't see it being, a different country or anything like that. But they obviously know something is just, not the right time for them to disclose everything that they're doing. But I'm certain that.
That's what I'm saying. People, we're so short-sighted. We feel really. They were just shooting down Chinese drones last year. If they were drones of another country's design, they would be shot down like they shoot down any other drone from another country that enters our airspace.
I think they would definitely know. Yeah, like just to cap it on that, I think they would definitely know. If it wasn't something that was of U.S. property, they would definitely know. There would be a lot more certain. There would be a lot more urgency around it, just in general. I think honestly. I think the question really was more so, I don't know who asked it, and we all know, and with journalism, there's a lot of times, especially with this type of journalism, there's a lot of people that's in there that's like are sent to ask questions to prompt certain certain responses to be able to actually. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that I feel like it was just kind of like a diss towards like the Biden administration, really, because he even said something in there about people before us, they didn't want to tell us, they didn't want to look into it any further, but I promise that I'm going to do. I think it was just more so just a booster of hey, this is what you're getting out of me, out of being president. I'm sure sure they definitely know this was something that was, obviously well talked about before. But I think it's funny that people do think that it's UFO sightings and shit like that. I think probably also because it's in New Jersey, which New Jersey is kind of like known for having those UFO sightings and shit like that. So that's probably why a lot of people are thinking that, but it's not. It really isn't. I think if it was, I think they would be a lot more concerned. If it was something that was terrorist attack, they'd be a lot more concerned. Also, one other thing too, I just want to shout out this. Man, you got other shit to worry about than talking about this, man. LA is burning right now. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't he about to be on trial and shit? Ain't he still about to be on trial for the whole riot shit that happened? Because that never got.
He's already
been charged for that.
Yeah, he's already been charged. He's not doing he's not serving any time for that.
Yeah, no charges. I mean, no fines, no
fines, no nothing.
Hey, yo.
This shit is a joke, bro.
You in Georgia?
I'm saying when you decide to really look at a situation, people just get so caught up in knee-jerk responding to stuff. Like even the fires, bro. When you really take a step back and look at things for what they are, you start to understand the full picture, bro. Even the fires, bro.
Oh yeah.
I said it's not hard to understand that people just go into it. It's not hard to understand what's going on with those fires. Like if you actually look at it. So all this stuff.
Yeah, it's say it again. So what?
I said point boosters. Trying to give him better, make him look good,
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Listen, man, like to cap it off once again, if you're thinking it's UFOs, if you're thinking it's something that you should be worried about, not to say that they didn't put them there to do something else that you should be worried about, but those drones specifically coming from a place that we don't know, they definitely are coming from the US. Like I'm fully aware, as all of us are here, that it's something that they already know what's going on.